All right, we're live. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today?
Hello.
From my community. All right, guys. Hey, listen. So I posted this the other day and I wrote this. I know this may seem controversial, what I'm about to say, but Jen, you could have the exact right strategy and still stay stuck in debt.
Mm-hmm.
You have the exact right strategy and you can still be living paycheck to paycheck. Because the truth is, you can have the right strategy, but with the wrong mindset, you're going to stay stuck. The same old habits, the same old behaviors, the same old limiting beliefs, the same old emotions, stress, overwhelm, all that junk. You'll still stay stuck.
Yeah.
It's why zero, it's a big reason why 0% balance transfers and consolidation loans and remortgages and bankruptcies and all that stuff doesn't work. It doesn't change your finances because you don't change.
Yeah.
And so the same person that got you into debt is the same person that's sitting there doing the bankruptcy, and 7 years later, it's still the same person. You haven't changed, and guess what? You're back.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no reason, right?
You walk right back into debt here, right?
Yeah.
Making more money for a lot of people, it doesn't help. I talk to people all the time that make more money. They've made more money. They've just got more zeros at the end of their problems.
Yes.
Wait, more money doesn't help? Until you change that mindset in that world, more money isn't going to help.
Yeah.
It just isn't going to help here. All right. And, again, without the right mindset here, more money won't solve the problems, won't get you to where you want to be here. It's really just going to magnify the problems you already have.
Yeah.
It's kind of like having a combination lock. You could have all the right numbers in the wrong order. Is that lock going to open?
No.
You sure?
I'm positive.
You can have all the numbers in the right order except for one. Come on, life. I did everything right except for one thing. Come on, universe. I've done everything right except for one thing.
Yep. Denied.
Still won't work. And when it comes to winning, guys, there's two things to this. There's a strategy you need to implement, and there's that inner world junk you got to deal with. And we've talked about the inner world stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Today, I want to walk you through step-by-step strategy. And if you'll do the strategy and the inner world to combine them together and do them together, you will become explosive. It's why the clients we work with, on average are paying $15,000 off in 3 to 6 months, and they've never done it before. Right? How many times have you heard that, Jen? This is the first time in my life we paid off this much debt this fast.
Yeah.
It's because they got the combination lock right. They got the code in the right order. It unlocks, opens up. They deal with the inner world stuff. They deal with step-by-step stuff, the strategic stuff. They do it together. And all of a sudden, it's like lighting a firework.
Yeah.
And it works. But don't confuse it, because so many people these days will try and teach you how to do a budget. And listen, budgets are cool and they're good to do and we do them. But if that's the thing that you think is going to get you out of debt here, you're wrong. If that's the thing that you think is going to get you winning here long term, you're wrong here. It's one of the tools. It's like building a house. Do you build a house with just a hammer and nails?
No.
A budget's a hammer. It's one tool of many tools you need to really build that financial house.
Yeah.
And so let's dive in here. Let's talk about, what do we got here? 7 or 8 things. 6 things. And maybe we'll add a 7th here. We got 6 things. If you'll do them in this order, as well as dial in the inner world, and maybe we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks. Maybe we can do a whole inner world. I know we've done it in the past, but maybe we can bring that up and talk about how to dial in the inner world as well. And if you'll combine both these things together, so maybe this is a part 1, and we'll do a part 2. And you'll combine both those things together, then you'll see success.
Yeah.
In your finances. But let's dive in here, because I love the title of today's talk. It's called You'll Be Glad You Did.
Yes.
You'll be glad that you did. Jen, I talked to so many people that regret. They are not glad of what they have done.
Yeah.
They regret what they have done, and they've spent years trying to do it. We talked last week, for some it's crypto scams. By the way, I've got another scam that just happened to me this week. I caught it, and it's been happening for a while, but I caught it this week. Like I've caught it every time, but this week it's a Facebook scam.
Oh,
Facebook emails you, says you got to fix something in your account. They give you a link to click on, and it looks so legit. I was like, whoa, this one looks really good. I just looked at the email address and I saw a little something in the email address. I'm like, scam.
mm,
And it was a scam. So there's another one. Facebook emailing you right now.
yeah.
Facebook. But anyways, I'm going off track already here, but you'll be glad you did. I was thinking about this yesterday, Jen. Bad habits and behaviors feel good
Mm-hmm.
in the moment. It's like I was at church on Sunday, and one of the guys said, "Sin feels good, man. Whoever told you sin doesn't feel good is lying to you. That's why we do it, because it feels good in the moment, right?" And I was thinking, yeah, you're right. I'm like, bad habits and behaviors feel good in the moment too.
Yeah.
Me, wanting the ATV and just borrowing the money to go get it feels good in a moment, for a moment.
Yep.
Right. And bad habits and behaviors can feel really good in the moment here, but long term, I think we start to regret them. And if you guys will follow these steps that we're going to talk about today and start to implement them, you may not get that endorphin, the dopamine high that you get from buying something and all that stuff, but you'll be glad you did.
Yeah.
You'll be glad you did the thing that you needed to do to get out so that you could become wealthy, create freedom for your family or yourself. And I was talking to a girl today, Jen. She said, all I want to do, Mike, she's in her 50s now. 20 years. Gone.
Yeah.
Regret for the last 20 years because she watched one of the videos where we talk about becoming a millionaire off a car payment, how to invest, how to make a car payment, become a millionaire. She watched one of those and said, had I did this 20 years ago, I'd be a millionaire today.
Yeah.
And she's not. There's some regret there. And so what we're going to talk about, guys, if you'll do the thing to create the freedom, when you create the freedom, you get to create the moments. And if you've got kids, this is where you create moments with your kids. If you're single, this is where you create moments with friends and family in your life. But you create the moments. You do the thing you got to do today to create the moments you can have tomorrow so that you can live like no one else. So that you can live a life that I'm telling you right now, 99%, or statistically speaking, 95% of Americans, 95% of Canadians will never, ever, ever live.
Yeah.
So what's the thing we got to do, Jen? What are the things we got to do? Grab a pen and paper, guys. Write this down. This is one side of the equation. We'll talk about the next side next week. But what are the things we got to do here? The things that we'll be glad we did when we look back in 5 years and 10 years and 15 years and 20 years and 40 years.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's so many things that we could do, should do, want to do, know we need to do. We actually just need to get going, right?
Get it going. Yeah.
Exactly. And that first thing is to get on a monthly plan,
Ooh.
right? Like we're going to dial that one home every single time we chat, guys. Like
every single time.
Yeah. Every single time.
You'll be surprised how hard it is, yet how easy it can become.
Yes.
The hard part is you haven't done it. You don't have the discipline around it. And so you're creating a new habit.
Yes.
Is what you're doing. But when the habit gets created here, you'll be surprised how easy it becomes and how much you rely on it for peace, for certainty, for permission to spend without guilt.
Yes.
All those things.
Absolutely. I love that. The permission to spend without guilt. Because really having a monthly plan is liberating, where a lot of people feel like it's going to be a chokehold.
Yeah.
It's not, although the first month might feel that way as you're putting it together, but you're right. Like month one, how long did it take you guys to put your very first plan together? Like hours, right? Hours.
It sucked. Yeah. It was horrible. Hours and a fight later.
Yeah.
We had it together.
Yes. Us too. It took hours. Now, how many minutes would you say it takes?
20, if even.
Yeah.
Even 20 minutes once a month. Maybe we check mid-month, make sure we're on track still. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're about 10 minutes at the start, and then we just kind of keep track of it regularly.
And the fight is now, where do we want to spend the money?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
we're
want
going
a
to
hot
Disney.
tub. No, I want
Yeah.
a truck.
Yeah, exactly. Buying the ATV, going to Disney. What do you want to do?
Yeah,
We'll arm wrestle that.
definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, that monthly cash flow plan is huge. And the way we teach it, it's funny how often we'll teach it to people, and then they'll say, "Oh my gosh, this is the thing
this was what was missing." Yeah.
This is what was missing. No, there's more that was missing, but that's a big one. That's the thing that's helped a lot.
It is. It's definitely a key tool in the practical side of things, right?
Yeah.
Watched money just behaves, right? Like you will feel
true.
like you got a raise. You
Yeah.
will, because you're gonna at least know where the money is coming from and where it's going, right?
Yeah.
And it really does guide you to live within your means. And when you have it set out properly, the way we do it, like give, save, spend, and you've got your things in priority order, you know that you can sleep well at night knowing that your mortgage is taken care of, right? Or rent. Your kids are going to eat lunch tomorrow, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Got gas in the car to go to work. So it does bring you that peace of mind. But I like how you said it too, Mike, that it's the hardest thing, but the easiest, because really it's about making a change in your behavior and choosing that you're going to live this way and actually do it.
That's right. Yeah. And actually commit to it. And really it comes down to discipline, focus, and intention.
Yes.
You want to do this, if you want to win with money, you got to be disciplined. There's no way around it. You've got to develop that discipline. This is part of that discipline right here.
Yeah.
That monthly plan.
Absolutely. Yeah. And through that, it kind of brings us to point number 2, which is to
get out of debt.
Yes.
Get your butt out of consumer debt. So what is that exactly?
Yeah.
Credit cards. Stop paying 20% on debt. That's just dumb. That is just dumb. Don't be doing that. Maybe lines of credit. Yeah. Student loans. I wouldn't even go into debt for student loans anymore. I would not go into debt to go to school these days. The education people are getting and how fast things are changing, your education is almost invalid. But the day you graduate, your education is almost invalid. In a lot of places, in a lot of sectors in the world here. We're changing that fast that the education system can't keep up. So to go 100K, I know a girl, $220,000 debt to be a teacher. What? Exactly. I was like, what? $220,000 to be a teacher, making $4,000 a month. I'm like, it doesn't make sense.
No.
Nope. And so, yeah, student loans is a big one. Get out of that. Car payments, stay out of car payments. I don't care how cheap you're getting. I don't care that you're paying 0% interest. Yeah. That money, because it's not being invested, growing at 10 to 12%, it's losing opportunity for you.
Yeah.
What other debts? Are there other debts we're missing here?
Yeah, like buy now, pay later.
Buy now, pay later. Okay, yeah. I put that under the credit card stuff. But the buy now, pay later stuff, don't do it. Listen, It's all marketing. And yeah, maybe you're the one story that gets through it and doesn't pay anything, and whatever. You're getting rewarded for bad behavior.
Yeah.
As my coach says to me when there's times when I do things and I win, she's like, Mike, I wouldn't do that again. You just got rewarded for bad behavior. Don't do it again because you're gonna get caught.
Yep.
Just recognize it was bad behavior. You won the one time, but if you continue to do this, you will lose long term.
Yes.
And so if you've been rewarded for bad behavior, don't do it again. Just recognize for what it is. It was a bad behavior. I got lucky.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, we don't want to keep paying interest, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, like 20%. It's not unusual to see that 29, 30, heck, some clowns 50% or more. These are all penalties that you're paying, guys. Penalties, right?
Yeah.
Chris Hogan said it, like interest paid is a penalty, interest earned is a reward. So let's get to the rewards part of this. Woo. And it's not the points and perks of the plastic.
No,
those are not real rewards.
They're not. No, they're not rewards. And for the majority of you, it's, you gotta look at how much you've spent to get those, how much you've paid in interest to get there. Because these credit card companies, they aren't going to lose money on you.
Yeah.
They aren't going to say, "Oh, we'll give you a bunch of rewards," and not make they know, like, they've done the math, they've done the research, they spend billions of dollars, in psychology and understanding how we work, and they know how to make you pay some dollars.
Yep. Yep.
And so make sure you do that, guys. Let's talk about quickly ways to not get out of debt.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right, because everyone's like, "Oh, get out of debt. Okay, cool." The next thing they see a Facebook ad saying, "We can knock off 80% of your debt."
Yeah.
Come talk to us. No, that's not what we want to do here.
Nope.
So debt forgiveness programs is not a way to get out of debt.
Nope.
Consolidation loans are not a way to get out of debt. Remortgaging your debt into your house is not a way to get out of debt. And this is what I was talking to a couple yesterday. Mortgage brokers will push this huge, and this is what their mortgage broker did to them. Let's just remortgage the debt to the house, and you'll get a free slate, and you won't have to pay $1,000 a month to your credit card. Instead, you can put it on your mortgage, and look, you're mortgage free 20 years sooner. Doesn't that plan sound amazing? In theory, it does. In practicality, it doesn't work.
No.
So be careful for the guys that are teaching you theory versus the guys that are doing it for real. The guys that have done it for real. And the gals, the gal and the guy who have done it for real here. We didn't use any of these methods.
No.
Bankruptcies is another one. Remortgages, consolidation loans, debt forgiveness programs. None of that stuff is going to solve the real problem for you. None of that stuff. It's like a magician. Sure, they may move the debt around, they may get rid of it here, but nothing really changes, and people fall back. 88% of people will fall back into debt.
Yeah.
9 out of 10. So those are not the ways to get out.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Do it the good old fashioned way.
Or crypto.
Hard work. Oh yeah. Come on now.
I could make it 25% in 2 hours. Wow. I could pay off a lot of debt if I did that. Gee, Wally, why don't we do this? No, that ain't going to work. It's going to take time. It's take effort, discipline, focus, and intention.
Yeah.
There's no get rich quick getting out of debt.
No. But when you do harness those powers, Mike, like 2-3 years, right? Like max.
Yeah, max. And regardless of where you're at, listen, we got Keela, $226,000 paid off in just over 3 years.
Wow.
Ted and Angie, just over 120,000 paid off in 18 months.
Yeah.
And we get these stories time and time again, and people are doing huge amounts of debt in shorter period of times because they get disciplined. I'm telling you right now, if you don't have discipline in your finances, that's probably the number one thing that will change your life. Disciplined, focus on what you do want, stop focusing on what you don't want, and get intentional about making the progress, stuff you need to do today to get there tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Because guys, like, this is what gives you that time and money freedom, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you get the time freedom. When you're debt free, you start to get that time freedom. Then you get the money freedom. And then let's talk about the next thing, because the next thing really is the thing that's going to get you location freedom.
Yes.
Right? This is the third piece. Everyone wants time freedom. Everyone wants money freedom. And everyone wants location freedom.
Yes.
All three are possible when you do the thing that you'll be glad you did years ago.
Yes.
It takes
definitely.
Here. But number 3 is what?
It's to start investing.
But the stock, I can't trust the stock market, Jen. It just fell, 25, it fell 1,000%.
It's on sale. Run.
The news is telling me I can't trust it. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I better go for that crypto thing.
Oh Lord.
That seems right. Start investing your money.
Yeah.
Long-term investing will produce a harvest.
Yes. It's that whole concept of that time and compound interest being your friend, right? The more time you have, the better it is, right? Yeah. And even if you don't have a lot of time, it's still not too late. It just means more on a monthly basis, right? I
showed someone this today.
Yeah.
They were in car payments. I said, this might have been yesterday. So 25 to 65, we won't go to 65, but watch this. Boom.
Yeah.
I was like, how much location freedom could you have with $5.8 million? Just curious.
And what car could you buy?
And what car could you buy for five? I could buy many Teslas, not just one. It
Ah,
doesn't take 60. I mean, look, like 25. Let me do the 50 here. What do we get at 50? Okay, almost $1 million at 50. 26 years and you're a millionaire.
yeah. There you
Remember,
go.
remember Freedom 55?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's attainable.
definitely.
Not when you're 50 doing this, but when you're
No.
25, when you're young and you figure this out, it is.
Yeah.
Right. But that's the difference. Time and compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter how old you are, guys. By the way, we've got a whole training around this. I did a training starting from age 20, what you need to do, age 30, age 40. I think I went to mid 50s. I might even went to 60s, what you could do to retire well and still have, $1 million or close to $1 million. I
Yeah.
went through each stage and age in life. And it was possible across all the stages and ages.
Yeah. Yeah. It just looks different, right? Like there's different sacrifices required. In your 20s, 500 seems like a big deal, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I remember graduating and starting working 500. That would have been a lot of money per month on what I was earning.
Yeah.
And I wish I'd taken my college professor's advice and invested the first $10,000 that I made, even if it was just over time.
How old were you? 18 back then?
No, I have an early birthday. I was 22 when I graduated college.
Oh, but when did he give you that advice? How old were you when he gave you that advice?
22.
Oh, you were 22. Okay.
Yeah.
So age 22, if you invest $10,000 just once,
at
55, you're half a millionaire. Let's see, you're 500,000. At 65, you're 1.6 million.
Yeah.
$10,000 just once.
Yeah.
$10,000 just once.
I know. Like, what if I had done that over the course of my first, year of working, or even 2, right? Even if I had done that over the course of 2 years, what a different story Jen would have to share today.
Jen would be in a different spot today.
Right?
I've got Ryan. She's 8. She's just turned 9. We're investing $10 a month right now.
Yeah.
Not much, just a little bit of her money. $10 a month. From age 9 to 65. $10, and that's $10 a month for the rest of her life. So $120 a year.
Yeah.
For the rest of her life. She doesn't hit $1 million. She doesn't hit $1 million, but it's freaking $10 a month.
Right?
And she's gonna have more money than most people will ever have.
Yeah.
I've got Jay doing it. She's 7. She'll be a millionaire
Yeah.
at $10 a month. I've got Lenny doing it too. She's 4. $10 a month.
She'll take a big sister out for dinner.
Listen, with inflation, that's one Starbucks latte.
Yeah.
Right? Or $10,000 a year is $27 a day wasted.
Yeah.
$27 a day wasted is $10,000 a year right there. So, yeah, it's possible to happen for you.
Yeah, it's totally possible.
Don't make the same mistake that Jen made.
Yeah, don't do what I did.
And get that money going. Okay, so we've ranted on start investing.
Yep.
What's the next thing here? And guys, you've got to have you've got to have in your brain and in your heart the I don't know what the word is, but you've got to have the ability to transfer this stuff down to your kids.
Yeah.
No longer is it cool or is it fun to build wealth in one generation and lose it in the next.
No, definitely not. Because if we're going to build wealth and leave it for the next generation, like I want to bless my children when I pass on, but I don't want them to waste what I've worked so hard to provide for them and gift them with. I want it to be a gift and a blessing.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be wasted and be a curse, right?
I ain't working hard so you can waste money.
No, exactly. So it is so key, guys. Number 4 is to talk to your kids about money. Guide them, educate them, show them this calculator, show them why when they graduate and they start working, they need to be investing. Heck, start in high school, right? Start helping them out with that. Lead by example.
If they're not working, get them working.
Yeah.
I started working at age 14.
Yeah.
you know, and let's just run the stage. Let's run age 18. If they will invest just $100 a month and do it properly, do it the right way here, $2.7 million.
Yeah.
Like, becoming wealthy is not hard. You just don't know how to do it. You've learned how to become broke and stay broke.
Yeah.
Becoming wealthy is not hard. The rich get richer because rich people do rich people things.
Yes.
Like, invest $100 a month. That's so easy.
Yeah. And think about it too, though. Like, when we're teaching our kids anything, like any parent would be able to agree with this statement, like teaching them young and teaching them what to do becomes a habit. Let's go with hand washing. Right?
Yeah. Brushing your teeth.
Brushing your teeth, right? These are things that you do when you use the washroom. You wash your hands in the morning, and before you go to bed, you brush your teeth, right?
Yeah.
And doing it daily from when they were 2 becomes habitual, right? They don't grow up and question whether they should wash their hands or brush their teeth. They just automatically do it. It's the same thing with money, right? If you teach them to be givers, to save, to spend, to invest, right? To learn to live on just a portion of what they make, to work hard for their money, they have an appreciation for it, and they start to learn how to manage it. And when they can manage the little when they're little, how much more competent are they when they're older to manage more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Boom. You hit it right on, Jen, right there. What's number 5?
All right. To focus on God's plan for you.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like, whether you're a believer or not, like, God's made you, God has a plan for you. There's a higher power. It's not the universe.
It's not the universe. Stop thanking the universe for nothing it's doing for you. You know, yeah.
But for real, right? Like, God has created each one of us. I truly believe that God created each one of us, created us to be unique. We all have talents and gifts that the world needs, that our community needs, that our family needs. And when we can put our focus on the Creator and take the focus off of ourselves, how much less stress is there? And I mean, I grew up a believer, but there was a long time that I felt that my money mess was mine to clean up. And when I started to shift that and focus on the things that I did have, not what I didn't, when I started to think on the blessings that I had received and not the mess that I had made, it actually just became better. Like, magic checks didn't appear in my bank account. Like, it wasn't like that. But I could see the things that didn't happen, right? Like the car, you know, the car accident that didn't happen, that I had just been in that spot, right? The different things, right? In life. And when it comes to your money, being able to focus on God and trust Him, because He provides for you, right? He is your ultimate provider. And you can put the focus there. How much easier all of this money stuff is to handle. Because in the end, it's all His. Can't take it with you when you die anyways, right?
But you can forward it on.
You can forward it on, and you can be a good manager while you're here.
Yeah. One thing I love about scripture, and when we joked about, you know, God's not the universe, you know, the truth is a lot of people just point to the universe for what they want, and it's no different. I love Apple products. You know, my Apple, my Max, I don't know what it's on, Tiger 15.10 or something. I don't know. But, you know, it's like, do I thank Tiger 15.10 for the ability to get on Zoom and talk to people? Or do I thank Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak for the ability to create something that allowed me to do the thing that I wanted to do? Mm-hmm. You got to give credit to the creator. The creator has a name, and it's not the universe.
Yeah.
Anyways, I won't rant any further there, but really, that's the idea there. And here's what I know to be true. And I got to find the research on this, exactly where it came from. But Pastor was telling me that in every nation in the world where Christ was brought into that nation, it became better. Mental health was reduced. Prosperity in that nation went up. It was a better nation. And I think what happens is the Bible has a set of principles.
Yeah.
And what I love about principles is it doesn't care what color you are. It doesn't care where you're from, how old, how young, how much money you have or don't have. Principles work when you work the principles.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the Bible and money, there's a lot. The Bible talks more about money than heaven or hell.
Because God knew we'd have the biggest issue with it.
there's more references to money than heaven and hell. So you think it might be an important thing to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And when you activate the principles, by the way, everything we talked today is a principle. When you activate the principles, you get to win.
Yeah.
And that's why when you recognize who God is in your life and the principles that he set out for you, and that you're uniquely created to win in this world and
Yes.
be different and be a person that, you know, that's not going to succumb to the situation, but overcome it.
Yeah.
You get to win
Absolutely.
with your finances.
Absolutely.
All right. The last thing, guys, here is stop comparing.
Yes.
Stop comparing yourself to your broke neighbors
Yeah.
and your broke friends. Because if your neighbors were rich and better off than you, they'd be in a better neighborhood than you. Come on.
Yep.
Come on. So, guys, here's the truth. The Joneses are broke.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't try and keep up with the Joneses because the Joneses are broke. Trust me, I talk to the Joneses every day, all day. I can tell you, the Joneses are broke.
Yep.
Your
They look
neighbors
really good on the outside, but on the inside, they're
they
like
look really good driving the BMW.
yeah. Yep. But on the
They're
inside,
completely
like
stressed
you
out.
freak out.
Yeah, they're in freak out and stress out here, guys. And so, yeah, stop comparing yourself. It's you against you
Yeah.
in this life and in this world. It's you against you, not you against the neighbor here. So do what you were created to do. And then with the talents you have, do the best that you can do.
Yes.
That's what matters. That's what counts.
Absolutely. And
all right, guys.
yeah, people shouldn't be judging you. So don't worry about it.
Yeah. And if they
Right?
do judge you, who cares?
Yeah.
Who
That's
gives
on
a
them.
flying wad?
Yeah. There's so
Right?
much joy and contentment, and the comparisons, you don't have to play.
Yeah, don't play the comparison game. Get off Instagram if you got to do that too. But here's the thing. Number one, get on a monthly plan. Number two, pay off your debt, doing it the right way, not the wrong way. Own it. You borrow the money, pay it back. Don't try and get out of it by paying less. Own the situation and pay it back. Start investing. Talk to your kids about money here, because let's be honest, most of you, your parents didn't talk to you about money. That's why you're broke and stuck and frustrated and confused and can't figure it out. Parents never taught you how to do good things with money. So teach your kids how to do good things with money. Not sure how to do it? Play this video for them. Show them this video. Show them the investment examples right there. That's more than enough to empower them to win here.
Yeah.
Focus on God's plan for your life here. And then stop comparing yourself to other people. And this is how you're going to start to win.
Yeah.
Perpetual joy in your life, peace in your life is what you can have when you follow these steps.
Definitely. You'll be glad you did.
Any last words of wisdom?
Nope.
All right. Awesome. Well, go get it, guys. We love you. We'll see you next week. And we're going to talk about the inner world, how to win in the inner world, because that's if you can win the inner world and the outer world, you're going to be unstoppable.
Definitely. Looking
Okay.